y'all, back again. So I was just patiently waiting because I brought a different dog this week to Reno with me. I brought Sammy. If you guys know Sammy, he snorts or snores or whatever all the time. He's so loud. So I was just waiting for him to be quiet before I started the video. So this week I decided to bring Sammy down and let Mo stay in Utah for the week because I feel so bad. She's a puppy, her brother's there, and I'm gone at work all the time, so she just is bored, and so I feel bad. But she's like, super well behaved. She doesn't go potty in the house. She doesn't chew up anything anymore, so she's super awesome, but she gets car sick. And last time we were heading home, I didn't give her Dramamine soon enough, and I let her eat not very long before we left, and she, puked all over in my car. So that was awesome. Great thing about Sammy, he's, how old is he? Like 14, 15? He's old. He's old. And so he doesn't get car sick. I think he's a little delirious. He doesn't even know where he's at. So he was fine the whole ride home, but he won't use the freaking doggy door here. So he goes potty in my house. Gah! Can't win. Bless me. So anyways, I have puppy pads and he seems to use those. So that'll work. But he constantly snorts. So when I left Utah to come back to Reno, I left Lakes. I keep leaving later and later and later because I want to spend more time with my family before I come back to Reno. And I got super tired on the way home and I pull over to take a little nap and the dog will not stop snoring, and he snores so loud. And when the car's off and you're parked in the middle of nowhere trying to take a nap, it's even louder. And not that, and it's hard to get comfortable enough in the middle of nowhere to take a nap anyways. So every time I would pull over, I didn't get much sleep. So I didn't get home till like 5 o'clock in the morning on Monday, exhausted. I'm still trying to catch up, but regardless, I don't think I'll be bringing Sammy back next week. I think I'll bring my own dog. And if I want to give the dog a break or whatever, I think I just won't bring any dogs home with me. So anyways, there's the dog situation. So I got my new merch. This is my hats that I got. This is the hoodie, and down the sleeve it says Glass Houses. I have more hats, and I have the long sleeve shirts. I only had 2 hoodies. I got one for me and one's for Tyler. So if you guys want some, let me know. All I ask is that you take a picture of it and send it to me so I can post it on the page. Excited to see y'all wearing the merch. So anyways, what do I want to talk about this week? So as I'm driving home, I like to listen to a lot of different podcasts, and I have some really good ones. I think, hear that? Sammy. Anyways, so I've got one, I think it's called like Red Pilled America, and I listen to like 2020 and lots of different murder ones. Anything that I want to know something about, I'll just look it up on a podcast, and I freaking love it because I can listen to it on my work. I can listen to it on my way back and forth to Reno and Utah. Awesome. It's helped me like with schoolwork. So I was learning about Mozart. I'm learning about different wars and stuff, and it helps me to get my schoolwork done because I am super limited on time. So that's nice. So anyways, I'm listening to this podcast. I think it was 2020 on the way home. And I don't listen to the news because I think the media has a major agenda and it just makes me angry. So this newest one comes on, and it's talking about the shootings in Georgia and how this guy went and shot up a bunch of Oriental or Asian massage parlors. It's like, oh wow, that's so crazy, you know? And my first thought is not that he is a racist and is killing a bunch of Asian Americans. It's like, holy cow, why is he doing that? So, in listening to the podcast, it says a little bit about the fact that he had a sex addiction, and that these actually, the massage parlor part was like a cover. And they're open 24 hours a day, which massage places that are legit are not open 24 hours a day. So anyways, so that you could go there and do your thing, you know, it was sex. They were paying for sex. So, and immediately 2020 twists this into that he is shooting up these places because they are Asian, and it is because of Trump, and he is making us racist against the Asians because, you know, he said it's the Chinese virus. And so obviously this guy only killed these Asians because they made us have corona. And they got all of that out of, he shot up Asian massage parlors. Now, here's the other thing that I found interesting. There was a lot of people that got killed, and I think he hit 3 of them and then was on his way to another one or 2 or however many he thought he could get to. There was actually 2 white people killed, but they didn't want to mention that on this 2020 because why? Because they have an agenda. Do I think that this guy is good by any means? No, I don't. I think this guy is a total creep, but I don't know at this point why he did this. And a lot of times people just do things because it's convenient. They are crazy. They just want to kill people. They don't really have it. Is there really a good reason to kill people? I don't think so. So anyways, it gets super annoying to me. They start playing little snippets of Trump saying, you know, whatever. So this fits their agenda. So I was like, to hell with that. And I switched to another podcast. So I'm like, I'm not going to listen to this. This is so stupid. They don't even have all the facts yet. And they're just automatically pointing it to it's racism, and Trump had everything to do with it. Okay. So then I started listening to another podcast, and it was Nancy Grace. And she's talking about it. And I'm not saying that she's got, you know, conservative views or leftist views, but the one thing I will say about her is that she puts the facts out there. She doesn't automatically say, you know, it's racism. It's all about racism. No, she pointed out the fact that he was like around 20 years old, 20, 21, something like that. And he was living at home with his parents. He had a sex addiction. Okay, here's your first clue. And he was watching porn all day. Okay. And then his parents got sick of it. They're like, no, we're done. Enough. You know, he was going to all these massage parlors, not to get massages. And he had this addiction he couldn't get rid of. Well, in his mind, this is more the jump that she was making or suggesting that could have been, or whatever. It's just a theory. He went and shot these places. Well, this is actually what it said. He had this sex addiction that he couldn't get rid of. He got kicked out of his house, so he has nowhere to live at this point. And he decides he's going to go shoot up all these joints where he was having sex because it is feeding his sex addiction. So he goes along the line to all these places that he was having sex and shoots people. Now, he shot 2 white people along with a bunch of Asian Americans. So doesn't that right there take away the narrative that he only wants to shoot the Asians because of the coronavirus? Not once did he mention anything about the coronavirus or hating Asians. No, all he mentions is that, hey, I have a sex addiction. It's screwing up my life. My parents kicked me out of my house. That's all I can think about. And there's all these places that I can go and I can pay for sex. And I'm stopping the problem. Is this a smart view? Is this a sane person view? Is this the good guy's view? No, it's not. This guy is a total jerk. He is a total creep. And it's horrible that these people died. And, you know, the other thing that I really liked about Nancy Grace is that she mentioned, because, you know, now you've got this thought of these Asian Americans that are prostitutes, basically, in these places, and they got murdered. And it almost belittles the fact that they got viciously murdered. Well, she says, you know, a lot of these places, these women are sex trafficked. They don't want to be there. They don't want to have sex with random people for a living, you know, that a lot of them are sex trafficked. And that's an even more horrible thing than what actually we first knew. You know, first of all, we know that they got murdered. Second of all, we know that they could possibly be sex trafficked. And that's, I mean, most people don't want to do that for a living, you know? Some people do to make a quick buck, or maybe, you know, it's a last resort to feed their addictions or whatever. But anyways, Nancy Grace can be a bit much. You know, she's very out there and loud and interrupts people, but she shoots the facts most of the time, and she doesn't care what anybody else thinks. She just goes out there and bees who she is. Sometimes she does annoy me, but she's got lots of stories and she likes to get all the facts around it. She is highly opinionated, and her opinions I don't think are always right, but she did not push a narrative. And if you are going to push a narrative, how about something that we can all join together on? Like, sex trafficking is horrible and we need to get rid of it. That should be one of our number one things that we're working on here. And if there's sex trafficking going on in these massage parlors that are 24 hours, whether it be Asian Americans, white Americans, yellow Americans, purple Americans, whatever, or even if they're not Americans that are being sex trafficked, let's fix that. Let's make that our narrative instead of being like, you know what? Here's another racist issue. Oh my gosh, now people hate Asian Americans, and now people hate just Asians, even if they're not American. Oh, and now people hate Mr. Potato Head. Let's all join together and hate them together. Let's cancel them. No, we need to join together and make this place a better place to live, you know, where we can come together as one and see the bullshit that's going on around us, you know? Like killing full-grown babies. Where did we ever see that that should be a thing? Where in anybody's right mind is that a thing? You know, I have a full-grown baby in my belly and I don't want to be a mom. So let's pull it apart limb by limb and torture this poor little baby because I don't want to be a mom. You already had the kid in your stomach for how long? Get it out, give it away, move on with your life. Why are you murdering this baby? There's no reason to kill an unborn child. There's not. Whether you were raped, the child didn't do that. And you don't have to keep the child. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Anyways, those are my thoughts of the week. I'm still trying to work out and get back in shape. So I was doing step aerobics last week and my calves were killing me all week. I go up and down stairs all the time because I'm on the third floor of my apartment and the elevator's broke, which I wouldn't usually use the elevator. The only time I use the elevator is if I have something heavy that I have to carry. So say like I sold an end table, at least I thought I sold an end table. And so I carried it down the stairs and took it home so that I could, you know, sell it when I got home. Well, actually now I've got a hurt back because of it. And if I would have had the elevator, that would have been much easier. But I like the exercise of going up and down. So anyways, I didn't think the step was gonna hurt my legs that bad. My thighs didn't hurt, but my calves were just killing me. And I go up and down a lot of stairs at work too, because when you walk in the door at my work, you go up some stairs and then you go across this little pathway, and then you go down some stairs, and that's where I am. And there's a little window and the drivers come up to the window and I dispatch them. And so if I need to go to the bathroom, I have to go up these stairs and then down these stairs and then over to the bathroom. And if I want to fill up my coffee, I got to do the same thing. So I'm going up and down stairs all the time, and then at my apartment. So needless to say, still a great workout. So this week I come home and I'm like, okay, I'm going to try a different workout, because as the workout kept going, the one that I was doing, she kept adding all this stuff in it. And when you make it too complicated, I'm spending more of my time trying to figure out what you're doing than actually getting a workout in. So I like things that are a little more just straight to the point. I don't care about trying to have all this fun while I work out. No, my main focus is just to get into shape. And I mean, I almost don't, I mean, like I like to run and that's doing the same thing. I mean, maybe you see different stuff, but I mean, I'll be on a treadmill and just run. I have no problem with doing the same thing for 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 5 hours. I've ran a full marathon before. So not a problem for me. My thing is I don't want to be like, okay, now how do I do the little twirly thing and then jump to the side and then clap my hands and jump over this? And no, I don't want to do that. So anyways, I was like, okay, so I don't want to do that step aerobics anymore. I'm going to try somebody else. So I saw this other lady. I was like, oh, cool. I'll try hers. And I took a picture of her and I'm going to show you at the end. Right away, she was freaking a monster. She is so hardcore. I mean, she was like bouncing and jumping and over here and over there the whole time, you know? And I was like, every workout I do anyways, if it's too much for me, I bring it down a little bit and do it like my level. You know, I'm not gonna be like, oh my gosh, that's too much and quit. No. And I'm not gonna do it there hardcore until I can't do it anymore. I want to be able to go the full 30 minutes or whatever it is and get a workout. So anyways, I definitely brought her workout way down and I was like, okay, so that's not the workout I want to do. So I went back today and went back to who I was originally working out to. I think I might have showed you guys a picture of it. Maybe not, because I was showing, before I went to Hawaii, I started with these and it was like low impact workouts and they slowly build themselves up. Can you hear the dog drinking? He even drinks loud. Anyways, that's my dog. Try to ignore the snorty, slurping dog to the side. And as you noticed, I've got a different background today. My dog was laying in front of my Trump 2020 flag, so we're on this side today. You feeling better, Sammy? No, don't come over here. Go. Nope. Anyways, so I decided to go back to the couple that do the low impact workouts, and they had this 2-week challenge that I think I'm gonna do. And the cool thing about it is it builds up and gets harder. And the cool thing that they do is that they've always got somebody on one side or the other that does a lower impact and a higher impact. And the cool thing is like, I'm a little bit better than low impact all the time. And so if I can do a more high impact thing, then I will. And if it's a little too much, then I'll do the low impact. So instead of making my own up, I can just watch them and see what feels good to me. I took a picture of my weights and their weights are not expensive, but they're heavier. But I started out with my little 1-pounder weights. I think I have some 5-pounders here as well, and I'll bring those into it. But I don't want to burn myself out in the very beginning and then be like, oh, I can't do this, I can't move, I hurt too bad. So anyways, this is my new thing that I'm doing this week. I took a picture of them in case you guys want to do it too. They have a 2-week change your body challenge. And so I'm going to do that. I'm going to just keep doing workouts every day and keep myself in shape, because I always feel so terrible when I'm driving somewhere and I see someone out running, and that's something I want to be doing. I want to be in shape. I want to be out there, but I can't. I just don't have the time right now. And I have other things that are super important to me that I need to do. So I am finding a way around it, which is what we should do in life. You know, if there's something that you really want, make it happen. Or, you know, be okay with it not being exactly what you had in mind, but something close or just different. And I really like the way that I feel knowing that I worked out for 30 minutes today. And it may not have been out running on the street, but I did it. And I'm getting myself in shape. I'm working towards a goal. And even if I mess up or don't do it exactly like they do it, I'm doing it. So no huge weight loss things. I did lose a couple pounds last week. I did gain a couple back. I don't know. But, you know, it's not always about what the scale says. And I am a terrible eater. So at work, it's not so much what I bring or what I buy, but they like to feed me. And I like to eat what they feed me. I've never had this St. Patrick's Day dish. What do they call it? Corned beef and cabbage. And so somebody from work brought me some corned beef and cabbage. And I don't even know that that's super unhealthy. And I had like potatoes and carrots, and it was super good. And then there's this lady, Mary, at work, and I just love Mary. She's always bringing me treats. She'd bring me this cup of popcorn. I had caramel popcorn and cheese popcorn. And, you know, she's like, oh, here's your power snack. It's super sweet. So then a little while later, one of the drivers comes in and he's like, hey, do you like popcorn? I'm like, mm-hmm. And I know in my head, I'm like, I'm trying to eat healthier. I'm trying to get in shape. And he's like, do you like mini M&Ms? And I'm like, mm-hmm, I do like mini M&Ms. So he gives me this bag of popcorn, and it's got these little mini M&Ms and melted on it and stuck to it, and I can't just open the bag and eat one, and I can't even just keep the bag there and not open it at all. I take it and I pour it into that cup that Mary had gave me with my empty popcorn that I already ate, and I eat it, and it was so good. So not only do my drivers feed me, so sometimes the forklift drivers will come in. There's this one, Bill, and I love Bill. He's so awesome. So he comes in and he'll go to the vending machine and he'll get a 3-pack of Reese's. He'll eat one and give me 2 and go to work. Like, I don't even super love Reese's. I like chocolate. My husband loves Reese's, but I'll take one and I'll eat it. And the other one's sitting there, but I eat it too. And it's good. I mean, Reese's isn't my favorite, but it's like I can't say no to it if it's there. That's why when I shop, I don't buy chocolate. I don't buy a bunch of sweets. I don't buy all that crap because I know that I cannot not eat it. I don't have any self-control. So if I keep it out of my sight, then I'm good. But people at work like to feed me. So at least if I'm working out every morning, I'm staying the same size and I'm not growing to the, you know what I mean? I don't know. They feed me and it makes me happy. So whatever. And I'm working hard. And if I do actually lose weight or, you know, and you know, and it's not always about that number. Maybe I'm getting shapelier. I don't know. Is that a good thing? Maybe I'm getting like toner. You know what I mean? So not necessarily skinnier. Or no, less heavy, but maybe, you know? Yeah. So anyways, I'm spending way too much time in that. I might be getting like some muscles in my arms and my legs, and whatever. But anyways, this workout's super good. It's working out my arms, my legs, my stomach. I had to do wall sits on my glass door because that's all I had. Those little things where you lay on the ground and you're like a plank, that's what it is, did planks, all that good stuff. So anyways, what I was gonna get to and say about that, can you tell I'm ADD? Yeah. Anyways, so I was gonna say muscle weighs more than fat. So maybe this back and forth is that I'm just getting really tough. I don't know, probably not. Anyways, I'm gonna keep doing it anyways. I don't really care if I'm not reaching some magic number. I feel good about myself doing it. So anyways, I'll pop some pictures in at the end of what I bought for groceries this week and my tiny weights that I'm using, and then I'll build them up. But the tiny weights that I'm using, because you don't always have to go full force and do exactly what they're doing. It's just the fact that you're doing something. I have a picture of my dog stealing my couch. Just some random crap from this week. So anyways, it's good talking to you guys. Let me know if you need some merch, and I love you.